to the Oceans2 podcast. This is Franklydont, Giveadam, and right here is next to me is Meharder.
I thought we agreed on Jingly J.
No, we're not sticking with that.
You know what? I don't like that one either.
Well, why wouldn't you?
I don't know.
You can't even like anything you like yourself.
Roll the intro again. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Well, no, I won't edit that later. Man, it's been a while. We
were late. We were late.
Yeah, we were
that's
late
that's on me though. That's on me. Had to work stuff. Had to delay it a couple days. But yeah, so rolling into episode 3.
It's number 3.
Which is exciting. Thank you to all the people who did listen in. Surprisingly, we actually got a couple dozen people who actually listened through the whole thing through and through. Gave us some feedback. Shout out to you guys. Essentially, all the feedback was around what the fuck are you talking about? And
yes.
just to really emphasize the point here, like I mentioned before, guys, we have no idea what we're talking about in most cases. This is just two guys in a basement studio talking about the shit we hear about.
I mean, have you ever thought, like, why people, that's one thing too, people have always asked, or people have asking, why is it called Oceans2? I mean,
okay, so essentially what broke down is, long story short, made shorter, we were coming up with names. I'm a huge fan of the Oceans movie. In case you haven't seen any of them,
it's an homage to them, so don't send their lawyers to us, please.
If you've never seen, I'm sorry, I'm swearing. But it's a they're heist trilogies. The original with Frank Ocean and the Rat Pack, and the remakes that they did with George Clooney and Brad Pitt and their crew. Loved them, so I thought Oceans2 rolls off the tongue, looks cool. Jonesy decided to make a beautiful, nice little image card for us for our, everything that we have, and that's basically what it is. It's really no significant.
Even though you were in charge of the card, but whatever.
You know what?
You dropped the ball and whatnot.
Don't worry. My job is going to be when we get that giant on-air sign that we turn on that we don't need.
We don't need, but
I feel like to make it legit, it just makes it feel, I don't know, more legit, I guess.
Well, where are we going to put it in the studio then?
In the studio, right next to the recording.
But why would it be next to us when people are, if they walk in and they see that it's on, like, oh shit, they're recording, I can't be here.
Well, yeah, that'll be outside the studio though.
So
like, don't fucking come inside.
Get your shit straight.
And actually, another thing that somebody pointed out to me, apparently, got an email about was, I swear too much. So, and I just realized I do. I gotta roll that back. But I just want to say, studies show.
I'll just
people who swear a lot tend to be truthful.
What study is that?
Just to go to. All right, let me preface that.
Yeah, that's what study is.
If that's even a word.
Just you could honestly, at this day and age, you can literally you can say the University of Michigan.
That's fake news.
Wow. All right, chill out, Trump.
Because University of Michigan, not in Michigan.
Where is it?
No, I'm just kidding.
Shut the fuck up. You think like, no, it's in Michigan. I'm sure it's in Michigan.
No,
it
wouldn't be in Michigan. It's definitely it's Michigan. It's Michigan adjacent.
Okay.
Well, it's
421. Sorry, we couldn't record this on 420, man.
We got blazed.
You gotta blaze it, bro.
And by blazed, we meant glazed donuts. Because you know what? Krispy Kreme glazed donuts. Shout out to them.
I still miss the Krispy Kreme they used to be at my house.
Yeah, you know what? We used to live literally down the street from a Krispy Kreme shop, and dear God, it was amazing.
I love the smell every Saturday, every morning almost. Saturday morning, I remember specifically.
You can tell we're hungry, guys.
Oh God, I'm so hungry.
But yeah, it's April 21st. A week away from, well, not a week away, but essentially we're at the end of April. Already, I mean, technically it's the beginning of spring. It's taken its fucking time to get here, though.
And if you guys didn't file your taxes, you're fucked.
Yeah, I'm sorry for you guys. How'd you turn out? Red? In the red or in the green?
I'm in the green.
I'm in the fucking red.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot to pay some stuff.
Oh my God.
No, just kidding. I didn't forget to pay anything. It's just Uncle Sam ripping me off for owning a house.
Yeah, I mean that's usually it.
So I mean, not much you could do about it.
But I mean, the audience that we have here, you should all get your taxes done. If you're not getting your taxes done, that's a felony.
And we don't want you. We don't want you to go to jail.
And we don't want you to listen to the podcast from inside of a jail. We want you to listen to it current.
Actually, hypothetically, well, no, more realistically, if you are a fan and you do end up in jail, spread it in jail. You know,
let them know.
We got a wide-reaching audience, from neighborly to a guy in Australia, which was really nice.
It was nice. It was a little strange, but hey, whatever.
Out of the blue, but it was nice.
From down under.
Shout out to them. So we wanted to touch on some kind of subject matter this time, instead of just going off the dome. More recently, me and Jonesy are huge fans of music in general.
Yes, I bet you all know what we're about to talk about.
Love music, from stuff to oldies but goodies to classics to current to it's a good appreciation, except all things bachata. Fuck that, burn in hell.
I can
I'm sorry,
dig with
nothing
it still.
personal. Nothing personal. It's just no, and a little distaste for country, but that's for personal reasons. What I want to talk about was the J. Cole album, Cold World, No Blanket.
You don't see it right now, but I'm actually on my knees, just praising, again, because our king has returned.
The real is back. The real is back. Flow bananas, come peel this back.
Yes. But I already saw the memes of people hating on it. And I think to myself, you can hate on it, but in all honesty, you can't deny that it's a good album.
You can't even, you know what? You can't even hate on it for it not being good because, I mean, okay, let's not front. It's a commercial album. All the beats, the production of it is more on par with what's poppy, I guess, right now.
Yeah, I was able to hear that, but it's still just the way he delivered into it. It was just him still, and I love that. I can get that. Like, you have to be current, you have to be in it, but he was able to still.
But he didn't have to be.
Yeah.
He just did it. I love it. He doesn't care. He's just doing it because he wants to do it.
Although that ATM video was it was a little reminiscent to Busta Rhymes.
Gimme Some Mo, also a great video.
That and Missy Elliott, I think he was giving a little bit shout out to her, of course.
Good stuff.
I wonder who the director is for that, because I feel like maybe he was probably
inspired. I don't think it was the same dude.
It wasn't the same thing, but like, yeah, it looked like those really hyper close shots of him and everything, and just like really weird, like little kids running around in there.
Yeah. I think fun fact, he actually broke a record already through streaming on Spotify. I think he broke the record for best opening
day
streams. Opening day of streams.
I was one of them.
The original holder was Taylor Swift with I think 3.6 million.
For what song of hers?
Whatever song it was, but he ripped into it. The album, its album, the whole album, the album itself, and his album 4.8 million streams.
So who wants to fact check that right now? Go ahead.
I mean, I read it.
Oh yeah, from what source? The fake news source?
Actually, no. It was right from the. I think it was one of those fact pages that you see all over.
I don't trust it.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't trust it either. But
it's not real.
I already. It was on its what do they call it? What was it called? Complex.
Complex, yeah.
Complex. It was one of those magazines that I was flipping through on Snapchat that you just kill time for, which was really cool. I mean, not that J. Cole is a numbers guy anyway, but the fact that he could put up numbers without trying. Well, he's trying technically right now, but he does that regardless. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, the album's pretty solid. Listen to it if you haven't.
Definitely. I mean, how many times have you played it through already?
I played it through 4 times already.
4 times? I'm a little bit
because I wanted to sort of just digest it, because first time through I didn't really like it as much. Because I just wanted to see what was it about, and obviously the whole subject matter of the album is kids on drugs, with his alternative ego that he's created now called King Overdose, which I think was pretty cool.
Yeah. I seen the cover art of that. I was thinking to myself, like, KOD. I'm like, what is KOD? What is it? And it was funny because I saw on Twitter people like, what is it? What does it mean? I'm thinking to myself, I'm like,
and then he automatically says it without letting anybody.
Yeah. Everyone's trying to figure out, what is it? What is it? I'm like, or you can look at the cover. It's like.
Plus, I thought it was funny how on the cover it literally says on the cover it literally says in little letters, it's like, this is in no way to glorify drug culture, which all right, yeah, true to the point.
It's not glorifying. It's more or less giving you an attentiveness to it, which I liked, because it's like, it's not, like you said, it's not glorifying, but it's making people like aware and making them think like, huh.
Listen, all the people who probably say they're just dick riding, essentially, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like at this point I am a fan of J. Cole. And literally anything he'll put out, I know because it's J. Cole, it'll be of quality. I don't think I've had anything to really complain about in terms of J. Cole, because he's been pretty consistent. He's given me different kind of like flows, switching it up, different kinds of sounds. It's cool. It's what I like. It's why I love J. Cole so much. And yeah, I mean, like I said, if you guys haven't checked the album, I recommend The songs Window Pane, 1985.
Oh my God, that song.
And Photograph and ATM. They're really, really, really catchy songs. Really to get into.
But that 1985 was the one that really got me. Like,
that 1985 was a good song, so be ready for that one. Bars. But on to other subject matter.
Sorry, I was thinking about the song again.
You know what?
Jesus Christ.
Can I tell a joke?
No.
Please?
Am I going to laugh?
I hope.
Go ahead, go for it.
Okay.
If I don't laugh, I get to throw my cup of water at you.
Okay, well, actually, I should probably preface this. How do you feel about morbid jokes? Good tip.
I hope everyone heard that.
Oh, they definitely did.
Some ASMR shit.
But how do you feel about voice cracking?
Yeah.
How do you feel about morbid jokes?
I'm okay with them.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Check this out. How many babies does it take to paint a garage?
How many?
Depends on how many you throw at them.
Shut up.
Yeah, I felt that went wrong.
I mean, well, it didn't go wrong. It's funny. It's funny, and the only thing with it is that what was that special I just recently saw? It was it's a new on Netflix. It's like Honeymooners special. It's like
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it, but you've probably seen the card come by for it. But it's just two couples, and the woman, I forgot her name, but she's pretty. It's pretty morbid jokes and everything. But what I do appreciate about that is that she's committed to it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I wanted to look it up now. Yeah, it's the Honeymoon stand-up special with Natasha Leggero and Moshe Kasher. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I liked it because they both had like those morbid kind of jokes, like how you just said. Mm-hmm. Except with them, it was the delivery with it was like, it's not more or less like I don't care what you say, but this is funny to me, and I think it's funny. Like they had that little tiny note behind the confidence behind it. That's like, you know, I'm gonna laugh at this, and you're gonna laugh too. And immediately I went like, whoa, that's fucking funny. And it's just the deliverance, I think, with a lot of people that say jokes like they're offended by jokes. I'm like, no, it's just the delivery of things. If you have it with a malice intention, people are going to hear that and pick up on that. If you have a comedic intention behind it of it being funny,
it really is how you say it.
Yes, it is how you say it and not how, I don't know, it's just how you say it.
Well, I mean, it's honestly, it's just, I like them more just because of the shock value. Not that doesn't mean as the more grotesque the funnier it would be to me. It's just like it's so out of nowhere sometimes that it's just hilarious to me because I'm not expecting it. But yeah,
those are always good.
I thought that would brighten your day up. The image of
just babies being thrown against the garage wall and just.
I mean, you know, whatever's gonna get you through.
Splattering across, you know.
Yeah, we're going to hell.
I mean, you know, I can give you one too. I mean, how do you make a baby float?
I've heard this one. But it sounds terrible if I say it out loud. Am I a terrible person if I know how to say it? You know, no, I don't know. Go.
No. A glass of soda water and 2 scoops of baby.
That was fucking awful.
Sorry. Anyway, what? I like root beer floats and it made me laugh. I was like,
oh, God, we better stop before this just becomes a very sad, very bad executed joke. Podcast.
I want to cover one thing with comedians. Then, if you want to go, I want to like just being. If we're going to cover that, not to diss on Kevin Hart, but I guess I can throw a little bit of shade there because I mean, I've watched.
What do you mean? Why are you dissing him?
I don't know. It's just I've rewatched his specials and they're funny to the point where I just get like maybe 2 laughs out of it. Then it's just okay.
It's formulaic.
Is it?
His I mean, the reason I got into Kevin Hart was because it was very relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Like all comedians, good comedians are, there's a relatability to it. But to him, it's like, it was that weird level, like on the fence, like just enough to happen to me, but also like this would only happen to him. Like there was that weird on the fence thing. Okay. For me at least.
And I don't know, it's just... As a comedian, I can't... I mean, don't get me wrong. Good for him that he's selling out arenas and everything. I think him and Gabriel Iglesias are the only 2 people to sell out Madison Square Garden, I think.
No. Bill Burr did it too. Dane Cook did it, but I mean...
No. What was the... No, Staples Center. Staples Center?
I don't know.
All I know is they broke a record with... Those the only 2 comedians to ever sell out a certain stadium. I think in California.
I'm pretty sure there's been more, but okay. But back to the point. You're saying why are we talking about Kevin Hart? Why are you talking about? Because you just rewatched this shit.
Well, it was just gonna go back into the whole J. Cole album, actually.
Oh, yeah, right. That's the song. There's for those who don't know, there's a song on the J. Cole album that's called Kevin's Heart. Which essentially, if you listen to it, it's not necessarily directly like taking shots at Kevin Hart, but I mean, you name it Kevin's Heart, and then the story matter of the song itself, you kind of put two and two together. But yeah, go ahead. Now that we prefaced that,
it was just like how we were talking about it earlier, like how people get a pass. Why do some people get passes?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know how long ago that was when. Again, for those who don't know, Kevin Hart is a comedian. He was caught cheating on his pregnant wife. Well, was it his wife, or were they engaged at the time? I think it was his wife.
His wife.
His wife. He was caught cheating. Somebody took a video of him essentially dry humping a very nice lady. And yeah, I think he owned up to it. He's like, I'm sorry. She took it back. They're good. They had their kid, and I don't know, man.
Did they get divorced?
No, they're together.
No? Who recently got divorced?
I don't fucking know. But essentially, stay on subject, goddammit.
Sorry.
Who was it? The reason we were talking about it is it came up as like, why do people like, for example, why do they get a pass when they so clearly fucked up? And B, what is that line in the sand? And probably the first two things you'll think of is, well, that's their business, A, and then B, I don't know, man. It's just like, it seems like it wouldn't be worth it. I mean, could you really go back after? Like, I think to me, it's like, had he not been caught, would have not blinked about it at all, or probably would have even done it again. Again, who knows? You don't know the person personally, but I think Chris Rock said it best. He's like, I think any man is capable of cheating if they're put in the right kind of circumstances. It's what they do in that moment that really, it shows you who they are.
Could that be said the same thing about women then?
I don't know. I can't speak to that.
We don't have tits or
I don't have that.
I got tits,
we have to bring somebody in to give that point of view. Maybe if we could find somebody who would give us a real incident point of view.
Like a woman?
A woman. A lady. To give us that point of view. But I don't know. From a guy's perspective, it's just like, there's a truth to that. It's not to say that all guys are cheaters. No.
There's some men that are very monogamous and will only be faithful to one woman.
Haha, me. There's what I want to say is like,
because she listens, doesn't she?
Shut up.
I know you're listening.
See, now you made me lose my train of thought. Fucker.
Get back to the station. Come on.
Shut up.
You got it.
No. Hold on. I got this.
You got.
Right, you're Chris Rock, right? Okay, yes. So any man is capable of cheating if put right in the right put him in the right circumstances, and whatever he does in that point, it shows you who that he really is, which I think speaks volumes. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Say if you were in a relationship,
okay,
right? Carrying relationship, just like Kevin Hart. Like, you've essentially married.
Yeah, you married like the love of your life, or
the someone you
care about immensely.
The love of your life. Are you really going to cheat on them?
No.
Yeah. So we'll say your significant other.
Yeah.
Significant other, right? You've married your significant other, and you're just presented in a situation one night. Let's say you're in Vegas, right? Because it's the place we're most familiar with.
Yeah.
You're in Vegas. You're at a club. You're with your boys. You're with me. You just decide to sit down. This girl, she just decides to come up with you. She's feeling you. She's just feeling you. Mm-hmm. Just decides to grind on you a little bit. It's like it starts building up into something.
It's like, okay, all right, then.
And essentially makes a move on you.
What do I do? Or where would I take it any farther then? Is that what you're asking?
well, again, presenting the circumstance. All right, so it's been building up, which means you already let it happen. So if there's a build up to it, at least to me, if there's
so you're considering cheating is right when it's accepting.
It's what you do when you see it coming. You see it coming. Okay. I mean, that doesn't mean it's like don't talk to me if somebody comes talk to me. No, what I'm saying is like you get the vibe. You get the vibe. Okay. You see it right offhand, and that starts to build up, but you're not doing anything.
In all honesty, I probably couldn't, only because of how my mind is. It's a very guilty mind where it would eat at me.
Holy shit!
It would eat at me, and it would be like even if I hit it and all, I knew you and everyone else that was there was not gonna say anything to my wife. I probably still would come clean about it, and it would just eat at me if I didn't.
See, the thing is, because of that guilt, I think if I saw you do that shit, my guilt would eat me alive just for keeping that secret.
And you're like, tell her already.
Yeah, no, I would. I mean, it'd be none of my business, truthfully, but I'd probably be the advocate of like, dude, you got to do the right thing.
And yeah, and I feel like that conversation would happen between us. Would be like, should I do it? And you'd be like, yes, please. It's killing me too.
So then, I mean, I would in my case too. I can't. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even put myself in the circumstances to even be put in that.
Yell out, be gone. Fuck.
Yeah, no, fuck that. But yeah, okay. So all right. So then all right. So say it happens, and then your significant other finds out.
Mm-hmm.
Then. Some people, I guess, I don't know why, but it's like, well, if some people would make the argument, it's like, well, if they truly love each other, it was just a mistake. It was. Some people consider it like it was just a lapse in judgment or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. At that point, do you think you'd be able? Well, let's put it on the opposite side. You find out your significant other cheated. But they come to you. They tell they're honest with you.
And they're like it happened. I did it. It was like, and if they give me the whole, how I see it, if they finish it, they give me the spiel, and then they say it was only a one-time thing. I feel like it'd be like, no.
You know what? It's just
I can't. I mean, as bad as it's. I mean, not as bad as it sounds. As like wow, he's just gonna give up on it. I'm like, even if it was, say, for instance, plus 5 years of being with significant other, it's just like it would still be like something inside of me, that little tiny bit of me, that small insecurity. Even if I'm married to a person, married people have insecurities all the time, and you're just gonna be like,
they did that.
They did that thing, and
but see, so
they had the ability to do it again.
Is that more on you then, that you wouldn't be able to let it go? I mean, which is fine. Which is fine. But like I said, significant other came to you and said, "Hey, I made a mistake," because there's a reason they made that mistake. I think series of events matter.
I sort of see it as.
But it's dicey.
It happens again. I get the hydrochloric acid and put them in a bathtub.
But I'm more on that mindset with you. It's like I'd always have that in the back of my head. As hard as I would try, it would
always be there.
You wouldn't have to have tried harder. Like, why would you need to have tried harder because you made a mistake?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I can agree with that, because it would be something that eats at me, and it just couldn't. I couldn't get it out of my head. Even if, like, say it was like 10 years down the line, and I'd go, yeah, it's like 10 years down the line, I could have forgotten about it, but then something brought it up.
Right.
Like, just even a shot glass, like, I remember that shot glass.
It's one of those triggers kind of thing.
That bitch,
That's interesting.
I don't know. It's. Yeah, that's what I would go for. That's my answer.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed as shit. Don't get me wrong. I tell her, like, can you get out of the room in the next 20 seconds?
Word.
And then don't let me find that guy, because
it's, man, dude. You know what? I think the reaction would be like visceral, like that for me too, like a physical reaction.
You're a small guy. Just imagine you get
small guy. I'm taller than you.
You're a small guy.
Small guy, huh?
Small, yes.
Tall and thin versus lean.
Just because you got a little bit of fucking muscle now on your boobles. Go ahead.
Hold me back.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
I'm kidding.
His shirt just ripped a little.
I'm just glad to be healthy. But yeah, no, I think I'd have a like a physical reaction like that at first because I mean it's just human nature, right? But then after a while, I digress to my type of mentality is just like, is this really worth the time? Like fuck the bullshit, the anxiety of like the thinking of like what this thing that happened would give me. I would just get right to the point. Is this going to be worth the time? And then take it from there.
Okay. I can get that.
But yeah, definitely. Again, that's the gist of that. Why we were sort of talking about the whole dishing on Kevin Hart, and then that sort of turned into a conversation about.
This is a relationship
conversation. Shut up.
A relationship corner. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. What was it? No, what I did want to talk about was that 23-year-old kid that's cleaning up the ocean. He's from I think
it's Aquaman?
No, what the fuck? No, he's not Jason Momoa. Jesus.
Yo, swole is Khal Drogo. Drogo? Somebody's gonna kill me for saying
I let him take me. That. No homo.
Whoa.
What? I have socks on. It's okay.
It's not gay.
No, it's not gay. He's a beautiful man. No one can deny that. No one can deny that. If someone does, you're fucking.
You're nobody. I still love you.
You're nobody. I don't care who you are.
I still love you, buddy.
Not really. No, his name is Boyan Slat. He's from New Zealand, I believe. 23 years old, and has this giant mission. His goal is to clean up 94% of the ocean in the next, I think it was 40 years.
Okay, that's a fine little mission statement and all, but why does it make it special that you want to mention this dude?
23 years old. That's how old we are.
That's like me and you saying it's like we're fucking going to Mars. Like, okay.
I wouldn't want to go to Mars. Fuck that. We'll get into that later.
That's essentially what you're talking about.
But I'm just saying, like,
what would he? Okay, so he declared he wants to clean the ocean. What is he doing?
Well, I'm just fascinated that this dude at 16 he drew out these mechanics for this machine that essentially is using the ocean's current to clean itself up. And all the machine is literally doing is just dragging something, and the ocean current is bringing everything into it. And it's a machine. It's a machine. It's an actual thing. It's like widespread arms. I think it's like 100 meters. I think.
That's fucking. You know how much 100 meters?
Yes, I know how much a fucking meter is.
Okay,
chill out.
100. God damn. Future Marine over here. Can he convert?
Don't say future yet. Don't say anything. It's nothing's set in stone, all right?
Okay.
Even though I signed the name on the dotted line, but
and you're leaving me, so
shut up. That's till November. Don't worry about that.
Despair. So cold winter. This guy, he's 23.
He's 23 now, but he he drew these blueprints and the designs when he was 16. Mm-hmm. He founded his organization when he was 18. Mm-hmm. Had backers, millionaire backers, give him money. And now he's literally going to set the prototype. And they rented out a naval base in San Francisco that they're building this giant thing at. Mm-hmm. And they're going to go out and they're going to send it 300 miles out off the coast to try to clean up, but see how much they can clean up. And then from there, supposedly the contraption is that it turns the giant pile of plastic or garbage, whatever they get, into a moldable or into a carryable.
Like it packs it?
It packs it. And then a helicopter comes in and picks it up and takes it off to a recycling plant.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So is it just like one machine?
It's supposed to be one machine, but if it goes well enough, they'll be able to produce more of them.
Let me understand this correctly. This guy's he invented something. Mm-hmm. This giant machine.
Yes.
That floats with the natural currents of the oceans.
Well, it sort of works again, but yeah, essentially yes. Go ahead. Keep
okay, and it collects all this trash that's out there. Garbage Island.
To a certain depth, I believe, though.
Okay, so it collects all this trash, it compacts it, and then it gets airlifted out.
Yes.
Okay, so you're cleaning up the ocean, right? I get that. What the hell did they do with the packed garbage? Essentially, the reason that people put it out there was to get rid of it. So what are we going to do with garbage that
to a recyclable plant?
See, but that's the thing. Well, who? Okay, all right. I'm just being realistic.
I know that's fine.
I'm being realistic.
That's
fine. In such a proprietary world of what is this going to do for me? Mm-hmm. And that's just business for people. Don't comment. That's not my personal belief. That's just
why recycling. Fuck recycling.
That is what it is. What is it? What is in it for the people that are doing this? I know there's people who are philanthropists and stuff who just do it to do it because that's the way they give back, or they feel like this is how they're going to do it. Mm-hmm. But what is in it for the person? Like, how do you come to your normal everyday person who doesn't really give a fuck? and say, what does this do for me? Which is a selfish thought, and I think it's terrible because that's a giant problem with society today, but that's another issue. But how do you come to somebody and tell them, okay, what does this do? It's like, okay, you airlift trash that I wanted to get rid of. What are they doing with it? Is it it's being recycled?
Yeah.
Right.
And then turned into if I'm correct, the process is that they melt it down to a certain, like with a certain degree or whatever. They clean it all first. Mm-hmm. I know they clean it all. Then from there they melt it down. They add a certain chemical or a certain additive to it that concentrates it and then turns them into recyclable pellets. Mm-hmm. And then from the pellets they become those pellets can be used as like plastic substitutes. So they can use shopping bags and like utensils. I know utensils is the main one that they're using.
Doesn't that just put shit back like in the system?
Not necessarily. It was yes and no, because when it's recycled twice, it's sort of like it's gonna sound weird. I mean, it's sort of like mama bird, baby bird. Mm-hmm. Mama bird chews up the big food first, and then it's easily digestible by the baby bird. Mm-hmm. So pretty much when it's recycled again, it's more easily degradable because it's been broken down structurally.
Processed already?
Yeah, it's already been processed once. Okay. So then it breaks down quicker than how it usually would take if it were to go with the first. So if I took these headphones or whatever right now, then just threw them out into the ocean, they wouldn't degrade for a while. But if it was, say, like recycled headphones or something like that,
they go through it quicker.
They'd go a little bit quicker. It wouldn't take like 50 years. It would take maybe 5 years, you know?
Goddamn.
But the only thing with that, though, the only flaw that I've seen in it as well is because since it's a second recycled like a product, recycled again, or it's recycled once, it's not as strong. So the only thing that they can really make right now, I mean, there's probably people that are screaming at me like, no, you can do this, this, and this, and this. Well, I know, but like what I can think of is like utensils, light shopping bags, because they're not that strong. Like they can't use recycled.
Fuck a shopping bag tax. Sorry.
We're not in Chicago. We don't have to worry about that. But it's just like like shopping bags. I know, like bottled water that like from Sam's Club and like big places. Sorry, it's not a sponsor. Don't come at me, lawyers. Sorry.
Side note, Sam's, sponsor us, please.
I'll go over there and eat all the samples. Fuck. What was I saying? Yeah, so like big bulk packs of water and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They have recyclable bottles. There's a reason why that plastic is so thin. Because it's so thin because it's been recycled and it's like stretched out and everything.
Okay, that's pretty cool though. And damn, and he's 23.
He's 23 doing this.
That's cool.
What I like about it though is that he did this, and then all of a sudden, a bunch of other like companies started doing their own little.
Dude, it's good
projects.
PR.
It is good PR.
Imagine if you apply this to like, if say plastics, right? Mm-hmm. Which you don't think is like, ooh, plastic. Plastic is
everywhere.
It's a big player, like because plastics is technically a byproduct of like oil.
Is it?
Like that's. Yes, yes it is. Yes, it is.
Fucking raspberry me.
And obviously, oil has power in the world.
Yeah, it does.
It's good because if people want good PR, like said plastics, they could use stuff like this. Mm-hmm. I mean, it doesn't help that they are the root of the problem, but it's like mitigating the problem.
Yeah.
Which sucks because it sounds like such a defeatist thing to say. Where like at least they're doing this.
But
I mean, sometimes you gotta take it what you can get, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta do better, but I mean, baby steps.
Of course, baby steps. I mean, baby steps equal you growing up and learning how to pick up your own fucking garbage, you piece of shit.
Yeah, sure.
But I like what he said is like, admittedly, people are just walking around just throwing shit away, and it's sort of weird because when you start thinking about it, you're holding this piece of garbage, you're like, oh, is there a recycling bin? No, there's not. Throw it in the trash or something like that, or like you're doing something different. You're in your head, you're going, I'm just gonna leave this for the next guy. They'll take care of it.
Word.
And it's hard to do in practice, but I mean, it's obviously one of those things like if you get a habit for it, it becomes super easy. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those things that I see that our generation and just the generation after us is gonna be, and it's a little sad because to pawn it off on someone else, your problems onto someone else, that's
which
just...
a lot of people do.
It's not cool. I mean...
Which is terrible.
It is. I mean...
It's fucking awful.
Yeah.
No, but I think, roundabout way, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. And
people like that.
It's only 23 again, still.
Fucking, what are we doing?
We're here.
All right, we're not getting too ourselves. That's a rabbit hole. That's a rabbit hole. All right, so Jonesy, I wanted to preface this, but I know we spoke earlier about it, but so around this time last year, not this time, around this time last year, I started planning traveling. Mm-hmm. I had a real, just fucking urge to travel. And none of this,
urge to splurge.
Yeah, I guess, but
splooge.
So we started looking to places to fly internationally, and I ended up picking Rome, which was fucking amazing. It's not all typed up to be, but it was enough for me to get away. But the reason I bring that up is because I wanted to ask you, seeing as you're gonna leave.
Do I want to go? Are you asking me?
No, that ship sailed. That ship sailed.
Oh, fuck
piece
you.
of shit. No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to ask you. So, I have that urge again to travel. But a little bit of backstory. So, what I ended up doing was, just working. I was just working regularly, not necessarily too much to splurge because responsibilities and whatnot. What I ended up doing the year before is I started a business. It actually ended up going really well. For a virtual card shop.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yes.
It's so weird to say, but the cardboard got me a trip to Rome. But I did.
If you think about it, people are out there getting trips places for even less.
For a month, I did that, and after that month, I got enough money to actually book that plane to go stay out at Rome, Italy. Which is sad because I ended up after all that stuff, I just ended up closing down, quote unquote, my business. Prematurely for other reasons because that's a whole nother deep thing. But
yes,
yeah. So I was just thinking about it now. It's like, okay, so how do I want to go looking for the funding for this urge of mine again? And that's what I wanted to ask you. I know you're about to leave me, and
I'm not gonna leave you. God,
it's okay. It's okay.
You know what? I'm just saying 3 podcasts, and this subject has come up.
Audibly, it will be recorded. My despair.
Yes.
Sink into sorrow.
And then the day when I come back.
Let me finish. What I wanted to ask you was, you who are about to go into essentially a traveling lifestyle, preferably if you had a choice, name the place you would not want to go, absolutely not want to go, and the place you would want, your number one and your A and your Z. I want to know what's your A and what's your Z. Z being the worst of the places that you hope to your God you never get sent to, and A being right now.
Z would probably be something in the jungle or Central America.
Central? Why Central? Why not South America? It's beautiful there.
Well, you said Z. I said Z. My second option, my worst option, I don't want to be sent to, somewhere Central America, because I don't do good in humid.
Fuck humidity, dude.
Humidity.
Fuck humidity in Florida.
Oh,
I can't imagine.
You mean
Central
America's
America,
basement?
Where it's 90% humidity. Can you imagine that shit? Where you move and it's like something stuck to your skin, like saran wrap.
But it's actually just your skin, just stuck to itself.
No, can't do it. Pineapple.
But another place probably would be in all honesty, I want to go to Germany.
Germany. We have a couple friends who've gone out there, right?
I don't know what friends. Who's friends? What?
Ernan. They're Marines.
Oh yeah, Ernan.
Yeah,
he went out there.
Yeah, he seemed to have
Shout Ernan.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I was thinking though. All right, so Germany. Germany sounds cool.
You still want me to go? Is you right? Yeah.
Shut up. Don't get my hopes up.
Do a podcast over there. International waters.
Well, the idea was international waters anyway.
What are you gonna do in international waters? You gonna fuck a monkey?
So travel. I just wanted to touch briefly on it because, I don't know. That was just really cool to me. Thinking back, it's I wanted to go, and I had I made a fucking business out of nowhere, and then I went, and it's just amazing to me to think back on that now because it's how the fuck did I do that? Because I want to do it again now, and I can't remember how I did. I don't know what to do now to make it happen again. Do I start another business?
Well, I
don't think I'm going to do that. I don't even know how the fuck I put myself to even do it through and through for that one. What would you do? Would you just start saving? Because fuck saving.
I mean, no.
In this case.
Oh, in this case?
Because, truthfully, if I save money at this point from, just my day-to-day job, I just wouldn't want to blow it. I keep it safe.
Yeah, you get that little money, you're like, shit, no, I want to...
I guess what I'm trying to ask is what side hustle do you think is going to get me where I need to go?
Legally, right?
What the fuck? This is being recorded, no shit.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, IRS. I know you're hearing CIA, whatever the fuck is tapping into this shit.
Did you cover the camera on your laptop?
Huh? Of course.
That was hot.
Thank you. Side hustle.
You know what? That's actually a good question to pose to the people who are listening. What side hustles, like, not these, like, working an extra part-time job or anything like that. Like, what little things, like, that you did off to the side? Doesn't matter if it was, an extra $50 a week, an extra $100 a month. Like, what little side hustle just out of the box helped you just, like, get a little bit more change in your pocket?
Now that I think about it, I mean, I'm sort of like a certified NRA instructor in a way.
Well, see.
So I mean, I could do that, but I'm thinking about you. In all honesty, it sounds weird, but like, the business aspect of things. People that are doing startup businesses and whatnot. Mm-hmm. You could try to work with that.
Well, yeah. I mean, for me, it came out of nowhere, and it came out being trading cards. That's so fun. That's still funny to me.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
All that love. And then, for you, it was, I mean, you could do something like that. I remember back in, like, high school, you used to hustle people for, brownies and cookies. You had baked goods that I thought no, shut up. Okay, right. You lied to me?
I didn't lie to you.
Okay, just so you guys know.
They were homemade. They were made at home.
They were made at home. Yes, that was what you literally meant. But when you say homemade, it's like it's implied to me that you made it with your own recipe, not out of the fucking box.
Well, I mean, I did because I made it with my own. Because it said 45 minutes in the oven. I said, fuck that. Make it 42 minutes.
Made it extra spongy and tasty. Oh,
yeah.
God. But yeah, like side hustles like that, and that gave you a good chunk of change. I remember people used to come up to you all the time, and you'd like run out of shit.
Yeah, I remember I had sodas and gum and shit in my locker.
Side hustles, dude.
Side
hustles.
Huh. No. Just... I mean, I see it. Business aspect for you. Fucking if you want to, do a bunch of, like, tell people how to start something up. Or, I mean, you dress fairly nice, except for right now, you look like a bum. But then again,
swag.
That's you relaxed. So I can't hate on you for that. Don't ever say swag inside my microphones ever again.
Sorry.
But... I mean, you could do that. Help people out with tips about that, Like, hey, yeah, I'll dress you for a week. Something weird like that, but like
I just want to know, like, what are people doing out there? I'm just curious. What are little things you guys are doing?
And it has to be legal, so don't start. I mean,
if you get creative with the illegal, I'm curious too.
Money laundering, I need to know who you are. I need a good bookkeeper here. Let's see.
Launder, it's all there.
Okay, shut up.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, you're such.
What do we have? We added like a good. Made it over.
I made it a little longer because we were gone for that few days, so maybe we can stretch it out for a little bit longer. I'm fine with that.
That's cool.
Did you know they opened bear season in Montana? Bear season. Bear.
Are you talking like
grizzly bear season?
I thought you meant like big, giant, hairy gay men.
No, not gay men. Why are they?
Those are bears. They're called bears.
I don't.
You told me about this.
No, you called me a bear before.
Because you told me about it.
Did I? Oh, whatever. But no, yeah, it's open bear season. Because I guess
I can't stop thinking that
you can't stop thinking about a bunch of gay men flying around the mountains just like, oh, honey.
Okay.
At least I know where your mind is. That's good.
Jesus Christ. You told me about it. All right.
But yeah, I saw that. That was pretty interesting. I was like, huh. Bear season.
There's a lot of bears, dude.
It is. But I mean, you have to buy tags, so you can only like catch like 1 or 2 bears or something like that. Because I guess if a bear intrudes on your property and it like harms you or like is gonna harm your pet,
that's like for any like frontierish like mountainous place. Like you're essentially in the wild.
No, you can actually get fined and go to jail if you kill a bear or something like that in certain areas.
Well,
and it's sort of fucked up. I mean, people don't like hunting, but it's something that's gonna happen. I mean, And if you say that like hunting is not loving animals, that's just dumb.
No, I think hunting is a whole other subject to me, anyways. Open bear season, the fuck.
Yeah, but you just want big hairy gay men over you, don't you know?
Fuck you. First off,
all those bears out there. If you're listening, he's waiting for you. He wants you out in the mountains.
That was fucking hilarious.
Yodeling up in your butthole.
You know what? Just because of that, I'm cutting. I think we're cutting. Sure, you're talking about open bear season.
You're the one that thought about that. I was thinking about actual fucking bears.
Anyways.
Oh my god. Well, anyway, guys, I think that should wrap it up. It's a good, about 45 minutes or so. We're actually pretty fucking hungry right now, so...
Gonna go kill some steak.
Kill some something, I don't know. Go kill a bear, but I don't know how he's gonna go kill a bear. Or what kind of bear. So, I guess this will just be us signing off.
And just in case, I know we didn't really say it on the last two podcasts, but just to preface it, go ahead, follow us on Twitter at Oceans2 Podcast. That's the numerical 2. Instagram, we're on Oceans2. That's DOS.
You probably want to repeat that because I just actually...
Piece of fuck, I am doing our bits. This is how we get paid. No.
Some YouTube money.
So repeat that on Instagram. That's Oceans with an S, DOS, DOS, on Instagram. And you could follow us and subscribe on iTunes and Spreaker.com.
Just literally put down Oceans2, as it says, OCEANS 2, and in the search bar, and we should pop up. You'll see it. That beautiful end card that I made, because I am very proud of that, and piece of shit didn't make it. Anyway.
And do keep emailing us, guys. That was actually pretty cool. We got a couple good dozen emails for
subscribe, comments.
And again, for the email, too, just so they actually know where the fuck to send some questions. I believe we had it at... it
was a Oceans2 podcast at gmail.com.
Oceans2, TWO.
No, 2, as in number 2.
All right, thanks for the communication, buddy. Thanks for the communication.
It's on the paper. Stupid. Ah, damn it.
All right, guys, have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.